All right, so I'm talking with Stephen Kellogg, and this is electronicGIG. So hello, Stephen. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Doing great.
And so is this your first time in Vancouver?
It is my third time in Vancouver over 14 years, so I don't get here that often. And it's my favorite time in Vancouver.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, you almost had perfect weather, for Vancouver.
A little rain, but beautiful.
So how did you find your experience here?
Well, I loved it. You know, I met a lot of great artists. I saw a lot of great music and enjoyed I've always enjoyed the Canadian people, so that was fun to be around.
Yeah, you bump into them and they apologize to you, eh?
Yeah, I mean, that kind of humility is very endearing. Yeah.
Great. So I'm going to dig into my little book of questions here and see if I can stump you a couple of times.
Okay, yeah, good.
Because I'm trying to, I prefer to not talk about the music as much as trying to get to know the artist.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
So I'm going to start with, what's your perfect day off?
My perfect day off? I mean, I'd love to say that it's something cooler than this, but I got 4 daughters. So my perfect day off, and a great wife. And my perfect day off would be wake up, journal a little, read a little bit, come down, have a little breakfast with the family, and then just like mess around in the backyard, man. Slip and slide, camp out maybe in the backyard, chop a little wood, have a glass of wine, make some barbecue. I mean, just being around my family is the most rejuvenating thing in the world to me.
No doubt. Who are your influences? I noticed from your article it's pretty varied. Is there one that stands out for you, or? Well,
I mean, if we're talking,
you're a pretty eclectic guy from that bio.
No doubt. I mean, Petty and to Jim Croce, Jackson Brown, all those kind of Americana songwriters. I love
Jackson Brown.
I mean, I adore that stuff. But my sister also used to take me to metal concerts. So I'd go see Whitesnake and Van Halen, and that made me want to say, I thought, I want to play this music like Jackson Brown, but I want to make it as entertaining as Van Halen,
Great.
That is sort of the hybrid that is me,
What was your first instrument?
Man, I guess guitar. I still feel like I'm learning how to play the damn thing.
It's funny because most of the people have said piano. I don't know why, but now they don't play it anymore.
Man, I wish. Piano and pedal steel are my favorites.
Is there anybody you'd be intimidated to play in front of?
Yeah, like everybody. I mean, it used to break my heart my very first national tour, I was touring with Sally Taylor, who's the daughter of James Taylor and Carly Simon. First night of the tour, never been out of my hometown. JT's in the front row. Second night, Carly Simon's there.
Wow.
2 nights later, backstage right before I go on, Stephen, this is Jimmy Buffett. I mean, my nerves were a wreck by the end of this tour. So, now I just kind of know I am who I am. I'm going to put my light up there the best I can. And so I'm not too intimidated at this point. But that's after 10 years of cowering before every show.
Well, I was also going to, it's a double-edged question, because I was going to say, is there anybody you'd be intimidated to play with?
Well, I mean, anybody who's a great musician is always a little daunting, because that's not really my strongest suit, the music itself. The words and the kind of putting it out there is what I do that I'm more comfortable with. So, when I'm around virtuosos, it's always daunting, but I appreciate what they do, and, it's cool.
What would your friends say is your best quality?
Oh.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. I know what I'd hope they say, but it's hard to know. Well,
that's what I'm asking. What do you think they'd say?
Well, I'd hope they say that I put my heart first, and I try to do the right thing in every situation. And I don't always, but I hope that people recognize the effort that I make to try to really do what I think is the right thing. If
you could sit down and break bread with anybody, past or present, no musicians. I know you've probably had this question before.
No, I have. But I have somebody that's on my list now.
Oh, okay.
I would really want to sit down with Jim Gaffigan. He's a comedian.
Okay.
He's alive right now.
Okay.
And I love this guy's humor, and I feel bad. I feel like a stalker, but I'm so. Every time someone asks me, I'm like, Jim Gaffigan, let's make this happen. You and me, Jim. Let's have donuts together, whatever. So, Jim Gaffigan's my answer.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. What do you have planned after the Folk Fest?
Well, so I'm going to head home. I'm working on a new record. A couple more festivals this summer. This guy Corey Chisel's got a great festival up in Appleton, Wisconsin that I'm doing. And then this fall I go to Europe and I go to the U.S. to do a couple of 2-week tours.
Yeah.
Not too much. I'm mostly making this record right now.
Do you have a name for it yet, or
the album?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
called Southwest Northeast.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here. That is the first time. Nobody's asked me. It probably won't be out for a good year, so that's pioneering stuff.
You might even change it by then, but hopefully not.
Definitely. That's the idea. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Other than that, is there anything? My mind just went blank.
Hey man, you're doing a million of these a day.
Yeah,
you know, we're doing a lightning round. This is like we're going for it, fast and furious.
Is there anybody that you could say that you met here that maybe has influenced you that you didn't know about? Because there's so much eclectic music here from so many different places. Is there any band that stands out that you really felt you learned something from? Or?
Yeah, you know, I was in one of the workshops with the Great Lakes Swimmers, and I enjoyed the vibe they were giving off. Miranda playing the fiddle is just doing something musically that moved a bone in me that bone's probably wrong. Probably a little crass sort of a word choice. But I was blown away by what she was doing, and also Asa, who's playing with Rose Cousins, the pedal steel. It just kind of had that realization. There's going to be more fiddle and pedal steel on my next record than I had realized before I came to this festival.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you're going to incorporate that in.
Yeah, I felt the hairs on the back of my neck stand up listening to those guys play. So
that's awesome.
So I'm going to be fitting that in. Yeah.
Where can your fans or people that don't know you, where can they find you?
Yeah, the easiest thing to do is just give you my website, because that can lead to everything. It's StephenKellogg.com, and it's spelled StephenKellogg. So much room for error in there, but
usually they'd say Stephen.
Yeah, Stephen, or spell it with one. But if you Google it, it will correct you. You'll find it. So,
perfect. And they're available on social media, obviously.
It's all up there. Stephen Kellogg.
Awesome.
Man, great chatting with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Great.
So glad we got to fit that in.
Yeah,
man. Thanks
I am
too. Have a good rest of your
you too.
evening.